Hey there Facebook, it's Vanessa here again, motivational speaker and head coach at Live, Love, Give, and I've got a really special message for you guys today. One that I felt really called to talk into today because I've been hearing from some of you guys in terms of reaching out to me, in terms of being emotionally sensitive and kind of trying to find ways of not being so sensitive. And I want to thank you for being here, Yvette and Andrew. Nice to have you guys here. And I really want to bring this message to you because yesterday I met up with an incredible woman who I'd only met on a coaching session at one stage, and she lived here in Melbourne, so I felt called to reach out to her and meet her in the flesh. And we caught up at a cafe, and it was a beautiful experience to have met her. And one of the things that came up was ultimately, her feeling quite sensitive and being, told by people in her life to stop being so sensitive, telling her life would be so much easier if you just hardened up, if you just stopped being so sensitive. And these people were even sharing their experiences of closing down emotionally and how good that apparently was, how they didn't feel the pain anymore. And that's why I was thrown by this, because one of the most beautiful aspects of this woman to me was her sensitivity, was her deep caring ability, was her ability to feel emotion, feel real raw emotion. And it scared me that there are people out there who are giving the advice and taking the action towards shutting down emotionally, closing off emotionally. And ultimately, it's out of fear. And that's why I wanted to bring this message and just say hi to you guys quickly. I see a bunch of you have jumped on. Lewis and Natalie, I love having you guys here. And Sabri, thank you for joining me. And Gerardo, Brian from Chicago, love it. And Dora, and Joe from Maryland, that's awesome. And John, nice to see you on. And Sanula, thank you so much for joining me. It's so awesome to have you guys. I think it's better if I jump on in my mornings, because I know a lot of you with the time zones, you can jump on with me live, I think, at this time. So that's awesome. Nice to have you join, Gail. And Maribel, so nice to see your face again. And Emma, thank you so much. Guys, this is a really important topic for me because it's where I've had a lot of growth personally and how I really like to help people, because there's so many of us who think of our emotionality, our ability to feel, our sensitivity as a weakness that we kind of need to hide. And I'm so sick of people saying stop being so sensitive. That is the beauty of emotion. That is the beauty of being a human being, is to experience that emotion. And I got a comment from my beautiful woman Anne, who is always joining me on here and asking awesome questions. And you know what? There we go. I put it on this other phone. I didn't know the passcode, like I've got a thumbprint on here. But Anne said to me, she said that 98% of my life I feel confident and strong. Then there's the 2% where I'm not on my game. Sometimes I'm told that I need to loosen up or lighten up, and that's when I feel like I'm compromising my values. Others tell me I need a harder shell. I'm moved emotionally often. I cry easily. How do I keep on path during my 2% bummer moments in life? And that was a real inspiration to me. And it's funny how it's so funny how these topics come up, and it's like all of a sudden everybody's talking about this one thing. And for me, it was an inspiration to really just get on this Facebook Live, stop talking about it behind the camera and get on the camera and talk about it, because we judge ourselves for our emotional side. We judge ourselves for that feeling that we have, when we're not on track, going for it, when nothing can shake us, that's what we're always striving for. But ultimately, we need to have self-acceptance, self-compassion, and find the beauty in our sensitivity, in our emotion, and stop letting the world shut that down. You know, really think about that. You know, where are you judging yourself for your sensitivity? And start recognizing the beauty in that, you know, and talking into that 2% when you're having those bummer moments. You're a human being, and it's because we do not accept those times when we're having a bit of a down day or a moment, or we're feeling an emotional, having an emotional experience that we deem to be negative, and we're expecting ourselves to be always just so pumped, full of energy and positive and happy and vibrant and alive. And, you know, the more we can get attuned to the fact that we're human beings. Yes, we can set intention about our emotional states and own them more fully and have mindfulness about how we want to show up and operate in the world. But ultimately, we'll never have that true freedom to do so until we actually accept ourselves, we accept our emotional states in times, recognize that it's not the end of the world when we're going through and experience a negative emotion. It's actually, we're just a process. And the more you resist, the longer it persists. So the more you can accept those emotional states that we all go through, and you can move more fully through it with love, compassion, self-acceptance, you'll get to the other side. And I like to say that when you weather the storm, you get to enjoy the rainbow. So, you know, I don't like when people are really focused on dulling down their sensitivity, that emotional aspect, which I believe is their true beauty. And so I hope that this message is resonating with you guys and serving you. And I just want to jump, I know you guys have made some comments, and I really want to not miss them, because a couple of times I've been missing your questions. And what have I got? Maribel, yes. Ashley, thank you so much for joining me. I'm grateful that this message resonates with you. And John, awesome. And Colin, I appreciate that warm and that lovely compliment from the UK. Thank you, Colin. And Julie, I love having you pop on again. That's awesome. Chris, thank you so much. And Dorado from Mexico, I love it. And thank you for taking time to share the great advice. Yeah, you're welcome, Dora. Keep telling me, you know, what you guys are up to. What are you struggling with? What are your challenges? What do you need to hear a different perspective on? I would love that, because all I want to do is add some value to you guys. So definitely make sure you're letting me know. And Sanula, I think that I'm so sensitive and want to make it a strong point instead of weak point, because sometimes sensitivity makes me sad and lowers confidence. Yeah, so I just want to stop there and just have a quick talk into that, Sanula. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your comments with me. And it is so true, you know, it's like how I've been recently talking into the power of vulnerability, you know. It's the same thing. It's when we stop trying to shut down the emotional aspect of who we are, which is, you know, a huge portion and component of who we are. And ultimately, when we suppress any sort of emotion, you know, whether it be, if we're suppressing the negative emotions, it also suppresses the positive ones. So the more we can see that sensitivity as a real strength, as our ability to connect with others, you know, there is nothing more beautiful and more connective than being fully expressive with another human being. That's my core belief, and that's why I want you guys to get it, like me, like that sensitivity is a strength. Vulnerability is a real strength, you know. It allows us to create deep connection in our relationships and help people move past their own and stop judging themselves for their own sensitivity. It is the gift that keeps giving when you find the strength in that sensitivity. So thank you so much for sharing. And Anne, yes, I'm so grateful that you made it. And Manu and Anantha, awesome. Yeah, thank you for joining. And Brian, yes, thank you so much. I'm grateful that you're here with me live. It means a lot to me. And Superman, love it. Is that your real name? It's really cool if it is. And Janet, nice to have you. And Colin, thank you so much. You guys are warming my heart with your beautiful compliments. And because you always learn something. Oh, thank you. Oh, cool, Dorado. Love it, love it. And awesome. Okay. And Anne, I'm curious, why do I cry so easily? My words disappear and tears flow. Beautiful question, as always, Anne. And, you know, I think that it's you tapping into your heart. You know, some things in life words just can't express. You know, there's a level of depth of emotion that we can get to where words can no longer express what we're fully experiencing. And I would like to say to you in terms of that, Anne, that that is such a key strength for you. There is so much beauty in that. I would like to maybe have a conversation more in depth with you about what is triggering that emotion for you, because there's two different ways. So that depth of emotion, you know, crying really easily can come from two different perspectives. You know, you guys have heard me talk into the differences between love and fear. So sometimes we go to high levels of emotion out of fear. You know, we're triggered, we've got some insecurities, or, you know, sometimes we use that as a subconscious way of controlling a circumstance or a situation in our relationships and things like that. So that is the fearful aspect of crying really easily. And the other aspect of coming from love, you know, and having that ability to tap fully into that depth of emotion where words no longer represent that true feeling of our experience, you know, ultimately, there's so much beauty in that. So there's two different ways of that coming across. So Anne, I would love to hear more from you, either if you want to make some comments here, or if you'd love to jump on a call with me. I'd absolutely love to meet you so we can jump on a call and I can gain a bit more information about what's going on behind that emotion. And but I'd challenge you to think about where it's coming from in those moments. So reflect back to some recent times where you have, you know, cried really easily, and ask yourself, was I in fear, or was this coming from real depth of emotion and feeling, and it was love, you know? So challenge you to think about that. And thank you so much for joining me today, Elf. Lovely to have you. And yes, Anne, I agree, and that's what I was thinking. I believe I do both. Awesome. And we all really do, you know, a lot of us, you know, we're human beings who are, you know, going from love to fear, you know, that's our experience here. And, you know, tapping into and just using that sensitivity as a way of building higher levels of self-awareness and mindfulness, asking yourself in the moments, where is this coming from? You know, there is so much growth to be had. So that's awesome, Anne. And Sonula, you're a life coach. Sometimes it seems that you are speaking same what we're experiencing. Oh, that warms my heart so much, Sonula. Thank you so much for those kind words. I'm grateful for you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I love getting to connect with you. I'm so grateful that you're finding some value in these videos and these messages. So keep you know, letting me know what's going on for you guys and your challenges. And Andy, it's awesome to have you. Guys, I hope this message has been really valuable to you. I did have some questions that I needed to get to. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to postpone them to tomorrow's session because I've got to run out the door. I've got everybody calling me. They're waving to me out the window. So I better take off, but it has been such a pleasure and an honor to get to connect and interact with you guys today. As always, I love you all so much. I'm sending you so much love, gratitude, and appreciation, and many blessings and positivity, all of it your way. So I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. If your day's ending, beginning, whatever, sending you so much love, gratitude, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Make sure you drop me any questions, comments. I'd love to answer anything for you. Much love.